My name is Josephine Karim Masharia. I'm a mental health champion, and today, January 21st, I've released my 4th book, which is titled Breathe, You Are Going to Be Okay, and it's unique because it's the first book I've released that is also available in Kiswahili. So the Kiswahili translation is called Pumua Utakuwa Sawa.
Breathe in, out. Amazing.
2024 was a year that was difficult for many people. If it wasn't difficult, it was different, and people were dealing with a lot of things. That is what inspired the writing of this book. One of the things we tend to overlook is the everydayness of mental health. And by that I mean, mental health is showing up every day. We are dealing with daily stressors, and the issue is we don't have tools to help us mitigate that. And so Breathe, You Are Going to Be Okay is a book that is full of 40 tools that will enable each person to begin building their personal toolkit that will enable them to deal with the daily stressors as they come up, so that then you're not overwhelmed or you're not waiting until you get to a place where you're in dire straits.
Now, there's depersonalization, then there's the inner emptiness. The inner emptiness and the depersonalization is where you enter a state called alexithymia. This is where everything feels empty, meaningless. You buy a new sports car, you think you're going through your midlife crisis, you just keep trying to get something new in your life. You've entered the depressive stage of burnout.
But when you begin talking about it, you break down those walls. Guys, reach out to people. People are drowning. If I didn't have the support I have 2 amazing brothers, like the most amazing men on earth.
Kari welcomes you to join her in this journey. To remember to breathe.
Na kwa wale ambao wanataka kutukuza lugha yetu ya Kiswahili, nunua kitabu hicho uweze kuelewa mambo ya mafikira mazuri. Kwa kusoma, pumua, utakuwa sawa.
Most people don't hear mental health, what they hear is mental illness. But just as we take care of our physical health every day, whether you're going for a walk, whether you're ensuring you're sleeping well, whether you're ensuring you're eating right, we need to put the same energy and be that intentional when it comes to our mental health. So I speak to both generations, to the older generation, and I give them permission to be able to speak and say, hey, I'm not okay mentally. And I let them know it's actually okay not to be okay, and doesn't mean you're a failure, nor does it become your identity.
How do systems contribute to our mental illnesses? There are various systems, like education system. There's the judiciary system, you've heard, the justice system, where I'm passionate about. There's a transport system. There's a housing system. How do they contribute to our mental illnesses? Institutional systems, structures, and so on.
Kupitia Kiswahili tunahakikisha elimu ya afya ya akili inafikika na kueleweka kwa watu zaidi ya milioni 150 wanaozungumza Kiswahili Afrika Mashariki na kwingineko duniani.
I'd read the synopsis and I'm like, this is just what we needed. Because time and time again we are asked, as doctors we speak very complex language. As psychologists, somebody has just spoken and said, yeah, we are told that there's therapy, but we don't know where to find that therapy or how to do about that therapy. So simplifying the language to reach people. Yeah. So I was really challenged by that, and I'm really happy to see that there are so many people doing great things in mental health, and together we are even going to change the narrative of mental health in this country and beyond.
I read a meme where they said that a man can go through a divorce, lose his job, lose money, and say, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. When you're young, you learn things, but when you become older, you understand things. So what I understood from this quote is that the mind sometimes, what the mind possesses, the body does express.
Then there we had those people who talked about stigma and discrimination, because you say you have mental health, you feel like people feel like they're discriminated and so forth. Then we had also people talking about how accessing mental health services has been difficult and they don't know where to go to. If today I feel burnout, like what Liz was talking about, where do I go to? How do I start?
nothing could have prepared me for the process of this book. This book took me 8 months plus. It was a lot of research, a lot of study, a lot of understanding the landscape, and just trying to put out a book that is locally relevant to our market, but more so to Africans. One of the things that makes me so happy when I see people who have either received the book, interacted with it, or people who are here today attending the launch is that it's a book that they really needed. The way it has been structured, the work exercises in it is something that is very practical and hands-on, and it also allows you to do inner work in the privacy of your book before you even know if you want to go for therapy. The next phase is for this book to then be developed into an app, and then the next phase is for then the book to hopefully be one day part of our curriculum. And so these are things that are part of our pathway, and as we move along, we will keep sharing what our next level is and how we hope to take this to the next level. As an author, when you're writing, at times you wonder, will anyone buy the book? Will it make a difference in someone's life? So if all this work, all those 8 months of writing were for one person, then it's worth it.
Which left is left.